TIFU by impersonating a porn star. This literally just happened. Sometimes when I am alone, I do goofy things with my voice. Exaggerated impressions, thick accents, general squealing, you name it. I live with family, so alone time, where I can make noise carelessly isn't common. Well, one of the noises I make happens to be an exaggerated oduck, a la that of a porn actress. It always makes me laugh because I am an idiot like that, and I do it only once in a while, when the thought occurs and the place is empty. Now we have very thin floors, so thin that if people are talking above you, you can clearly make out the conversation. This is important for later. Today I was in my basement doing laundry. I dropped some clothes and exclaimed, "Oh duck," and of course, my brain instantly clicked, and I did that exaggerated "oh duck" of a porn actress. Now I didn't just say "oh duck." No, I yelled it. I yelled it like I was a real estate agent getting DPD in the kitchen of her open house. This happened to happen right after my mom came home through the back door. Directly above me, I hadn't noticed as I had been talking to myself. Only in the silence of my forbidden impression did I hear the familiar footsteps above me. I still haven't gone upstairs. I am not sure I ever will again. Too long didn't read while in the basement. I imitated that distinct oduck of a porn actress right when my mom came through the back door. Right above me, we have very, very thin floors. Edit. Wow, I did not anticipate this much of a response. Thank you all for sharing amusing stories and all the rewards. If only this wasn't my throwaway. It makes me happy that so many people were able to laugh at my foo. For those asking for an update, I am afraid it's not all that entertaining. I did escape the basement only after my mom went upstairs. Besides that, it was a fairly uneventful night, thankfully. For those asking to hear this impression, I am not quite at the point of sharing that yet. Sorry. If you're really that curious, go watch some porn, and you lines likely hear something that is pretty similar. So one time I was doing laundry down in the basement of my aunt's house. I lived there for a couple years. I'm not sure what came over me, but I started dirty talking the washing machine. Things like, "Oh yeah, you like it dirty, do not you? Yeah, I bet you can take the whole load home. I'm gonna fill you up, and you are gonna love it," kinda stuff. Was laughing at myself because I thought it was pretty funny. Turned around to go back upstairs and my aunt is just standing there at the top of the stairs giving me a look that was a mix of equal parts confusion, disgust and disappointment. Took a couple of days before eye contact was not weird anymore. Just wait calmly until she comes down. Make yourself comfortable in the meantime. Maybe sit on the dryer. She lines see you aren't up to anything, and it will all be okay. I used to think that voice was hilarious until I was bartending at a busy restaurant and the barely 20 something boys I worked with would do it all night at service bar. Funny as duck at first. I think it got old when the add-ons started. I do this thing sometimes where I walk around topless with my hands over my boobs shouting "brah, brah" in a pterodactyl voice. Being caught a couple of times by very nonplussed significant others. The last time, instead of trying to explain, I decided to just own it. Looked him dead in the eye and whispered to pterodactyl. I would like to know why brains randomly make you say something if think you are alone. Happens to me too. Mostly impersonating someone. I some teams yell out random StarCraft to commentary by in Control RIP or Returnum. Is this the brain self-testing the ability to manipulate vocal expression in a safe environment? I have a totally unrelated situation that happened to me involving actual pornsters. I was working at a hotel in Los Angeles that was hosting the annual porn awards. Me and a coworker were admiring all the beautiful people coming and going. I normally have to dress well for my job, but I looked extra good that day for some reason. So I'm chatting away with my buddy and this actress comes right up to us, gives me a kiss, grabs my junk, and asks if so and so is here yet. I gathered myself as best I could and said not yet. She gave me a squeeze and a peck and said see you inside. My buddy lost his mind and my face turned beet red. That is the story of how I got mistaken for a porn star. I'm waiting for the day my fianc or I make that mistake. We also like to make random sex noises for fun. But not just regular sounds like "oh duck." Oh no. We are complete degenerates. So we make hentai sex noises. One of these days one of us, if going to slip and go in public. My wife and I do this all the time, from the pornstar duck to random ridiculous pornstar moans we have heard before. When we make food and there is something that needs to be spread, we just cannot help but say ducking spread it, like from the really weird meme laughing. My favorite one is that video of that old guy who is getting taken advantage of by some young girl, and he is reluctantly like, no, do not do it, in this funny voice. But the horrible acting is just what makes it so funny. I use that line a lot for anything stupid, lol. One of her favorite ones is using this absolutely ridiculous line we saw in a video where the girl goes, "I'm coming again." The fact that it was so obvious that she was not coming at all, let alone a second time, just made it so funny to us. The funny thing is we have kids, and we do this all the time around them. Just because we cannot help but have fun with each other. One is old enough to comprehend the words, but not at the age yet where he may understand the double meaning or the context behind it. We keep joking that one day he is going to have an epiphany when he is older and be like, hey, wait a minute. I remember one time when meeting with friends, one girl came in with an amazing makeup, and one of our boys immediately started praising her. She jokingly said, "Oh, daddy," in a lolly voice, to which he responded something along, "Stop, please. You do not want to get me hard. It is embarrassing." Of course me and her started imitating a random porn dialogue, both of us in lolly voices. The boy and our other male friend begged us to stop, suspiciously bending down. Having weeb friends is fun. I feel you, OP. Sometimes I pretend to be Gordon Ramsay out loud while I am cooking. My kitchen has a door that opens into a shared hallway. Me and my neighbors use it to get to our basement storage area. I know they've walked down the hallway while I've been doing it, that, or singing out loud to music while I am washing dishes, or talking back to podcasts I am listening to. Hopefully they don't think I am too much of a crazy person. They're both very nice. Dude, I do the same shit. I make weird random noises when I'm alone. I don't know. It just feels freeing. I once started making these weird noises while wearing headphones with my window completely open and forgot. I usually never open my window. Took my headphones off, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people heard me from my apartment. I guess I'm not the only one who does this shit. I also make weird accents like British, Scottish, Asian, Indian, etc. And sometimes obnoxious sex noises for the memes. If you want to clear the air, the best thing to do is ask your mom if she heard any weird noises last night. If she says yes, do the impression and explain yourself. If she says no, say, "Oh, because I heard this," then do the impression and explain yourself. This has the potential to be a funny moment to laugh about later. Maybe your mom has some silly impressions or something you do not know about. Who knows? I have a similar talent in that I have a huge vocal range. So here is a story that did not end up in a FU. Some years ago I was working in a call center, and after some time I realized that males simply were not selling as much as females. Call it stereotypical. Call it our customer base being old people with very little to do, and in the case of men, very little to do. But that is how things were. Unfair. But I was a lad and did not like that one bit. So one day I decided, to the stunned astoundment of my fellow workers, to start, continue and end a call while doing a female voice. Yes, I can do that. Or rather, I could. It has been years, and while still good enough to replicate for a couple minutes, my vocal range has worsened. At worst, it could have been a fun distraction. At best, which is what happened, I finalized a sale. It was fun. I was, I think, 17 at the time. I did watch Shrek 2 the night before and had the soundtrack stuck in my head. Thinking I was home alone, I raced downstairs singing in an over-exaggerated high-pitched voice, "Would not you take me to a funky town?" at the top of my voice, only to run straight into my dad. Not dirty but so embarrassing for my little 17-year-old goth girl who plays Cradle of Filthy loud enough for the whole town to understand I'm so dark and so goth and so edgy self. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing for more videos.